Shading is what makes your 3D model look less like a model and more like a piece of your scene's environment. I'm Gary the Garbage Man, and in part 1, we created a low-poly dumpster in Blender. Now in part 2, we're going to cover just some of the very basics of shading. We'll be using the principal BSDF shader, creating an image texture, and applying the image to the model. We're also going to be UV unwrapping this model. I'll be walking you through all of that right now. First, let's click on the Shader tab at the very top of the screen. This will open the Shader workspace. The top part of the screen is the viewport in Material Preview mode. The lower portion shows the shader nodes. The principal BSDF shader should already be there by default, but if it isn't, you can add it by clicking Add New in the Material settings. You can work with the BSDF shader in either the Materials tab or in the shader nodes. Click on the base color to choose your color. I'm going with green, but your dumpster can be any color you like, but not pink. Dumpsters can't be pink. I stand corrected. As I was saying, your dumpster can be any color you like, including pink. Now that you have your color selected, you can use the other settings in the BSDF shader to adjust the appearance of the material. The metallic value will do just as its name suggests. It will make the dumpster surface look more like metal. You can control the reflectivity by adjusting the roughness value. Lower roughness will make it more reflective, whereas higher roughness will give the metal a matte finish. While still in object mode, click on one of the lids, and let's do the same for it. I'm going with black for my lids. Most dumpster lids are plastic, so I'll keep the metallic value low and the roughness a bit higher to give them a plastic look. Let's not forget about the rod for the hinge. I want it to look like steel, so I'll go with gray for the base color, set a higher metallic value, and lower the roughness value until it looks shiny. At this point, I've decided to add a sign to the front of the dumpster. For this, I'll use an image texture. In this case, I'll use Microsoft Paint to create a simple and basic image to replace the base color. Start by designing the sign, adding your text, choosing colors, and adjusting the border to the desired dimensions. You'll need to add a section that matches the selected dumpster color, as this image texture will replace the base color in the BSDF shader. Once you're done, save the image as a PNG file. Back in Blender, click on the Shader tab, and in the Shader Nodes section, press Shift+A. You can either click Search or just start typing. If you type Image or just IM, you'll see Image Texture in the drop-down menu. Click on it to add an image texture node. In the image texture node, click Open, then find and select the PNG file you saved. Now plug your image texture node into the base color of the BSDF shader. Now it's time for UV unwrapping so that the texture will be properly positioned on the model. Click on the UV Editing tab at the top of the screen. In the top right corner of the screen, you'll see the UV menu. If you just click Unwrap, you'll end up with a result similar to this, but it's not very easy to work with. So we're going to unwrap this model using a different method. Click on the UV menu, then click on Smart UV Project, and then unwrap. You'll end up with a result like this, which will be much easier to work with. Now, let's make sure the sign area of our image texture is projected to the right spot on the model. Select the faces on the dumpster where you want your sign to be located. For this dumpster, I'm going with front and center. Select multiple faces by holding down the Shift key. Only the selected faces will appear on the image texture side. Now you can select all of the faces on the image by clicking and dragging the lasso around them. You can now position and scale the selection over the sign area of your image using the Transform and Rotate gizmos, as well as the S hotkey to scale. Adjust as needed to make sure the sign is projecting in the right spot. Once the sign is positioned, it's time to place all the other faces on the solid color part of the image. This is the section of the texture that represents the color of your dumpster. To do this, Click on any face on the model, then press the A key to select all. Then deselect each face for the sign by holding down the Shift key. On the image texture, you'll now see all the selected faces, minus the ones we positioned for the sign. Position and scale these faces the same way. Well, there you have it, a completely modeled and textured dumpster. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you like this video, hit that like button. It will really help the channel. And if you would like to see more videos like this, I hope you will consider subscribing. We've got lots more to come, but for now, I've got to get back to my route. I just hope I can remember where I parked my garbage truck.